Hey guys, and welcome. My name is Blair Williams, and my partner is my twin brother Chris. Before we get started, here's just a little bit about us. We are both striving to use our knowledge from the course to inform the public about gender biases in the STEM fields. We offer intangibles that other groups might not, given that we are boy-girl twins and have similar yet different ways of thinking, as well as viewpoints on feminism as a whole. We are both in biological sciences, as well as both being involved in athletics on campus. I am finishing up my career as a manager for the women's basketball team, while Chris is in his fourth year as a member of the varsity baseball team. We both have enjoyed the course and look forward to sharing our results with all of you.
Hey guys, it's Chris. I'll first give you a little bit of background information about our initial project proposal. Our proposal consisted of the following. We planned to set up a table in the brickyard equipped with a presentation-sized poster and brochures for anyone who wanted to take one. We planned to conduct surveys on those who are interested in taking them, inform those who participate about gender biases in the STEM fields at NC State. We also planned to tell those that walked up to us what they could do to help in the future. The picture on the right is a picture of our setup in the brickyard. We set the table up against the brick retaining wall just outside of Harrelson Hall, right around the corner from the bookstore.
Our survey questions were asked regardless of the gender of the participant and are as follows. Number 1, are you aware that there is a strong gender separation for professors in the STEM fields? Number 2, are you taking any science, technology, engineering, or mathematics courses? Number 3, if so, how many are you taking? Number 4, how many of these teachers are male? How many are female? Number 5, do you think it would be a better educational experience if it were a male or female instructor, or does it not matter? On the right, we see a male participant answering questions from the survey.
Here you see a picture of the poster that we made for our setup. We incorporated pictures from the internet and overall information about our study. While summarizing our study and providing the survey questions for our visitors, we also provided a couple charts from the internet about gender separation and employment in STEM positions after graduation.
This is a picture of the outside of our brochure. The brochures were on the table in case anybody interested wanted to take one with them after the survey. We included pictures from online as well as provided a background about what STEM stands for and how it is present here at NC State. As you can see in the middle section, the backside of our brochure included steps that the subjects could take to further their knowledge and experience with gender inequality on campus. We provided links for WGS, or Women in Science and Engineering, the Campus Women's Center, as well as encouraged our visitors to tell their friends and classmates about their experience with us in the brickyard.
This is the inside of our brochure. We provided a little bit of background information regarding exactly what gender bias is, in addition to mentioning how it is present in STEM fields. The middle of the brochure provides quotes from 2 readings we had during the semester. The first is a quote from the Amy Sands interview with Evelyn Hammonds that says, "You said that you experienced sexism as an overriding problem at MIT." And the second quote is from the Marta Wayne article about being a feminist biologist. It reads, "The bias that presumes the male is the norm is the same one that creates a climate hostile to women scientists." We feel that these quotes are powerful and provide an appropriately stimulating explanation for what exactly we are talking about with gender bias in education. On the rightmost flap, we see a short summary of the study that we are conducting. We mention the course, the survey questions that we use, as well as a Google link to our site, should they feel inclined to view our results at the conclusion of our study.
After we packed up and headed home, we gathered all our data in order to make charts. We also spent a few minutes discussing potential areas of change if we were to do it again. We will discuss secondary considerations as well as our results in just a few minutes.
We can link our study to social action and change based upon a couple different things. Implementing a study on campus acted as a great way to put our knowledge from class to the test. Additionally, our study was similar to Michael Kaufman's White Ribbon campaign, in which he brought awareness to the community by displaying and distributing white ribbons to those who took a pledge to speak out against violence against women. We took similar action with our study about gender bias in the STEM classes at NC State. The informational table and appeal of our poster drew interested students walking through the brickyard to our table to find out why we were there and what our study was about.
At the conclusion of conducting the survey and discussing the issues we presented in our study, we stressed the importance of how others can get involved to gain further knowledge and become inclined to spread awareness about the issue of gender bias in hopes to create change not only on campus, but also on other university campuses and in the STEM profession. On the right, we see one of our pictures from the internet. This is a figure that depicts the widening gap between men and women in scientific fields, further education than just a 4-year degree, as well as the separation in the workplace.
Based on our survey, we created pie charts from the responses to our questions. The first question we asked was if the participant was aware of gender separation within STEM fields. Out of the 45 people that were interviewed, 24 people said that they were, while 21 people said that they weren't. We thought this was a little surprising because neither of us had really considered gender bias in these fields before we took this course. Our second question was almost meaningless, so we didn't provide a pie chart. We asked if the participant was taking any STEM courses, but we didn't ask them the rest of their questions if their response was no. We actually did have 4 people approach the table that were interested in our study, but weren't taking any STEM courses. Our third question was regarding the number of STEM courses each person was taking this semester. The most popular answer was 3 classes, with a total of 18 people, followed by 1 class and 2 classes with 10 apiece, and finally 7 people said that they were taking 4 STEM courses this semester. Our fourth question was regarding the sex of their professors. Based on the answer to the third question, we had a total of 112 courses taken into consideration. Totaling the responses from each participant, we found that an alarming 74, or 66%, of these teachers were male, while only 38, or 34%, were female.
Our most important question in our minds was the last one. When we asked our subjects if they thought the gender of their professors mattered, we had interesting results. We asked specifically if the gender of their professors in these fields would make their educational experience differ. 15 out of 45 participants said that yes, gender did matter, while 30 said that gender didn't matter towards their educational experience. This provided us with good feedback because we saw from the first question that a little over half of the students surveyed were aware of gender bias in STEM fields, while this question tells us that 2/3 of individuals that participated in the study say that gender makes no difference in their experience. Knowing that more than expected were initially aware of the bias and a majority of students said that there is no difference in experience, we are happy to see that lack of knowledge and opinion weren't nearly as prevalent as we anticipated.
Overall, we are very pleased with our experience and think it was very beneficial for both us and the participants. We noticed a correlation between the STEM fields here at NC State and the rest of the studies that we have read about as part of this course or research for this project. We were surprised about how many people knew about gender separation in STEM fields already, as well as happy with the majority of participants agreeing that the gender of their professors didn't make a difference in their educational experience. We hope that the participants will act on the knowledge they received and help change the opinions of those around them.
You may be wondering, what can I do? The answer is simple. Look into these areas for more information on gender bias and women's inequality. You can look into focus groups on campus such as Women in Science and Engineering, and you can also visit the NC State Women's Center located in Harrelson Hall for more information. Lastly, you can tell your friends and colleagues about your experience and the knowledge you gained from our project in hopes to create change and eliminate the gender bias in STEM fields.
We are pleased with the outcome of our project, but there are a few things we could have done better in order to make things go a little bit smoother. We should have made sure ahead of time that rain was not going to be an issue. We were only able to be out there for about an hour, even with umbrellas. Also, we could have recorded the gender of each participant to see if men tended to have the same opinions as other men and women as other women. Finally, we could have provided some sort of incentive to participants in order to get a better sample size for our data set. Maybe we could have pinpointed better data that way, drawing more people to our table.
That about wraps it up. Thanks for listening, and we hope you enjoyed our project. We will leave you with just a few pictures from our experience. Thanks again, and take care.